Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Lady Nyca, and with American Horror Story 1984 Season 9 Episode 1, Camp Redwood. This is not the episode that came on this week. This is last week. I'm doing a catch up. So I was able to watch last week's episode, and by request of my love thing Jeremy, I'm gonna give it the best I can. Now Jeremy, I know you listening, Jeremy. Let me tell you something. This was a lot. It was a lot, man. Ooh, baby, I'm gonna have to watch this on on Thursday during the daytime, 'cause I watched this tonight, and I'm probably gonna say my prayer about 20 times tonight. I don't do horror. I don't. I am not a horror girl. I am a comedy and drama, but never horror. So y'all gonna have to bear with me as we get this done. I am here for the people. I normally would not have picked this up, but child, I'm going to do it for my Jeremy, because he's been a faithful and loyal supporter. So, Jeremy, this is the best that I got, the best way I know how to, child. Now, they opened up at what appeared to be a campsite, and it was a threesome about to go down. Then this killer just comes in and kills all three of them. In fact, he killed everybody in the lodge. It seems to have been, a mass murder or a massacre, as we will hear them refer to it later on in the review. The unidentified killer just simply walked away, leaving bodies slain everywhere. Then we move up to the 80s, and we doing dance aerobics. Remember that? Child, I was into that in the 80s. I ain't gonna lie. Me and Richard Simmons was best friends. I ain't lying. I just got a kick out of doing it. Plus, it was fun to me back then. Plus, I love the music of the R&B. Of the 80s. All of it. Not just R&B. I love the music of the 80s. And some of that music just took me back. Then we meet Xavier, Montana, Ray, Chet, and good old Brooke. Later on in the shower, Montana introduces herself to Brooke, who at first seemed a little standoffish. Montana asking if Brooke wanted her to introduce her to her good homeboy, Chet, because she noticed that Brooke was admiring him doing the exercise. Now, Brooke claimed not to know what Montana was referring to, but Montana told her, girl, just relax. Most people come to hook up here anyway, but she said she not one of those. She's probably the last American virgin. I said, uh-huh. We'll see how that ends by the end of the episode. By the end of the season, if you in fact that what you say you is, girl. Now, finally, they make full acquaintance, and we learn that Montana been obsessed with dance aerobics since 1982, and we find out also that they have competitions for it, and she wants to be the best, okay? Later on, Montana joins her crew, who is talking about a homicide that occurred in a park and how the victim's throat was slashed. The cops are calling it something, child. I think it's knife slasher or some stuff like that. Hell, at this point, I'm scared now in this damn review. As I was watching this show, I wrote down exactly how I was feeling. I was scared, girl. I was scared at this point. Well, Brooke said serial killers become more active during the summer months because of people go falling asleep with open windows and whatnot. Montana introduces her to Xavier, Chet, and Ray. They explain to her how they met, and then they start talking about this serial killer on the loose. When Xavier says that he getting out of town for a couple of months. That's right. See, he done got him a job at a camp as a counselor. And he then invites all of them to come to the place. He say they desperate for counselors. So they all seem to agree except Brooke, who says she had to stay back because she had classes during the summer months. Her aspiration is to be a veterinarian assistant. Montana gives her number, even though I probably would have tripped, because, girl, you is not going to grab my hand and write in no ink on my hand your phone number. But she was okay with it. She let her ride with that. Told her, you change your mind, give me a call, girl. Okay? Later on, we see Brooke at home. She doing her daily eating, got ready for bed, looked at some jewelry in a box, went to sleep. My first thing to know that something was finna happen with Brooke was, let me tell y'all something. You just told these people that the serial killers are more active during the summer months because persons fall asleep with their windows unlocked and open. Girl, your window is open. and somebody came up in there on you just like that. He attacked you in your sleep. Then he tells you to give him the jewelry. Child, I don't know how he knew she had some jewelry, but he knew she had some jewelry and where to get it from. He gives him everything he got. He's still being abusive to her. Even told her to swear to Satan that she'd given him all the jewelry, and she said that was it. She said, then he said she will be making headlines as a victim of the Night Stalker. But Brooke said, not today. Mm-mm. You might get me later on in this episode, but I'm going to give me a couple of checks before I clock out of here. Not today, baby. She reached around and grabbed her old skillet. Looked like one of them old cast iron skillets off the stove and went to working out on him, baby. He was tussling with her, but then that neighbor saved her, baby. Knocked on that door because he heard the commotion, asking if she okay and saying the cops are on the way. So the crazy killer tells her that Satan will lead him back to her soon, and he dips out. Needless to say, the next scene we saw her headed to the camp in the van with the rest of them. She in disbelief that she made it. Montana said, girl, relax. You safe now. And they gonna have fun and make money while they doing it. Ray say, and plus I got enough weed to last us, honey. But Chet didn't find that funny. We learned he disqualified for Team USA in the Olympics because he had a little substance in him, and he's still upset about it. But not enough for him not to do the shit, because we seen him pull out a vial of what appeared to be some cocaine and begin to sniff and share amongst the friends, except for Brooke, who could decline. Child, they rolled up to this place. As somebody, Rockwell, somebody's watching me. Yeah, that was on. I said, I like that. Now, this soundtrack gonna be everything. Playing in the background, child. I like that. And was that the mystery van from Scooby-Doo that they was rolling in? Because it sure looked like it, honey. We used to call them the Sweet Pickles van back in the day, or else it would be known as a kidnapper's van, because, child, we wouldn't even go to the ice cream trucks that they pulled up in vans like that. You could get kidnapped, honey. You can get kidnapped, and we wasn't going to have that, okay? Anyway, they at a gas station, and Xavier goes to use a payphone. Child, when was the last time we seen the payphone? Girl, I ain't seen a payphone in I don't know how many years. Ain't that amazing how modern technology has advanced to where something as common as a payphone is no longer, it's obsolete now. Everybody got a house phone and a cell phone. Most people ain't got no house phone no more. I just got rid of mine. I ain't even got no house phone. They be asking me at Xfinity all the time, do I want a house phone? I just don't see for what. Everybody got a cell. But anyway, I digress. I done went into something else, child. He checking his voice messages. Remember that when you used to call your voicemail and child, anyway. And we hear this voice over here on his voicemail saying that he can't take the pin and just go away. That person say, I know exactly. I know exactly where you headed. Then Montana yells at him to come on so they can make it over there to the Redwood camp before it gets dark. And that's when the gas station attendant and mechanic on duty warned them to turn around and go back to the city. He said he doesn't know why they even opened that place back up. They disregarded his warning, so he told them, y'all all gonna die. Now, they on the road possibly lost, but they into, they drugs and whatnot, and they talking and end up hitting somebody hit dead on. Child, they get all out trying to check on the man and everything, and they notice that his wounds are not fresh, they old. So they trying to get their story together because they going to take him on up to the camp before he passed out or died, which at that point I didn't know if he had passed out or died, but child, he passed out. He grabbed Brooke's arm and told him he tried. I said, tried to do what? Girl, this is too much for me already. Child, they make it to the camp and meet the owner, Miss Margaret Booth. She chopping wood, tell them that they short staff and the kids gonna be coming by morning. They ask for help for the young man that, they say they for now saying they found him on the side of the road. So they get him to the infirmary, and we meet Nurse Rita. Pretty cool little nurse. She said he's severely dehydrated, and she feels that he may have been hiking in the woods and got lost, but says he ain't gonna die, not on my watch. Now, the owner is showing them around later on, explaining the rules to them. And she said that drowning was the #1 cause of U.S. campers. And Xavier said, well, what's the #2 cause, child? Miss Booth had no words. She walked off. I said, right then and there. See, you steady, the words say that you get a warning before destruction. And I know this TV, but y'all know this is a review, so we gonna act like we live in this shit. Child, there's warning before destruction. Do you see all the warning signs? The gas man done told you don't go down there to that damn place. Satan himself told Brooke the day before, I'm gonna find you wherever you at. I guess she figured I'd rather die in the woods. But anyway, child, I don't know. Anyway, they meet Chef Birdie is her name. I thought it was a whole dude. Girl, child, that's a whole female. I said, oh, dude, Jesus. She got them carrying food inside and whatnot. She said that she's a camp vet, apparently, because she loves it up there, and said once she heard Margaret was reopening, she was the first volunteer. Now, Margaret finishes showing them around, and we learn Margaret is one of those I've been fighting filth around the world for the Lord Jesus. I was at the Larry Flint trial and all of that, you know what I'm saying? She wanted it. She made it clear that the girls are in red, boys in blue. Don't try to make purple by combining them two. Girls take care of the facilities bathroom-wise, AM, boys, PM. We don't fraternize. We learned her husband passed away and left her a coin, and she brought that camp. Safe, pure, and decent, godly place for children of this country to enjoy, and she expects everyone to follow the rules. Later by campfire, they passing Mother Earth around. Nurse Rita say, I ain't into that. I ain't into Mother Earth. I ain't into nothing but Marlboro Red. She asked if any of them had any camp experience or counseling. No one had, and they all escaped the city for the summer, especially in light of the murders. Brooke admits she was attacked by the Night Stalker in her apartment, and she said that he told her he would follow her. But, Montana told her, take a chair up here, baby, take a chair up here. No one followed them. She's saying nothing bad will happen, and Nurse said not now, but 14 years ago something did, which is why they closed it down before. That's what she said. I think Xavier, I don't know names verbatim yet, y'all, had a new, said Brooke had a real altercation, and Nurse said, oh, this is real too. She has never been a nurse at a summer camp before. She said, y'all ain't never been counselors before. So how did we get these jobs? Nurse said, because anyone that knows this Camp Redwood don't want no parts of it. Rita said it was the site of the worst summer camp massacre of all time. That's what she said it was. Benjamin Richter was the man's name. Nurse Rita said. She called him Mr. Jingles. Child, he went to the military and had the highest killing rate in his company. He even went back after being wounded for a second tour. He liked killing, and he was good at it. Child, he kept souvenirs of his killings. You know, an ear here, a toe there. He got a dishonorable discharge after the military found out about it. He came home. He had nothing. The only job he could get was there at Camp Redwood. Nobody knows why he snapped, but one night he killed about 10 people. Then we see Margaret walk up saying wrong, and if she's going to tell the story, tell it right. Child, she poured out the booze that they was enjoying and said no funny smelling cigarettes either. Child, she said it was a massacre, but it was only 9, not 10, as Nurse Rita had said, that was killed. Girl, what the fuck? 9 or 10, one difference, one number away, and this one, okay. Anyway, now if this is real life, don't you know I'd been gone in the Mustang or 300 headed out of there by now? And I wouldn't be going back to L.A. because they killing there as well. Child, I'd be going in the opposite direction. Child, they all scared now. So Margaret sits down and tells more. She said she heard his keys in her sleep. She opened her eyes a split second before she felt the slash. Child, according to her, she then saw a bubble and followed it to a light. And once she got to that light, it was a warm and peaceful place. She said that was Jesus. She said she felt him cut her ear off, but she gave nothing, not a sound. That's how she surrounded. She knows she survived through God's grace and mercy. That's what she said. Child Mr. Jingles was arrested and put on trial, and she was the star witness. The jury found him guilty in less than an hour. She said she can't escape him, which is why she got the camp and reopened it, to turn it into something bright and happy opposed to the dark, gloom, and murderous sight that it had been known to be. Margaret told that story and told them, we're not talking about this anymore after this night. Child, old boy by the old boy that they hit wakes up, walks to the mirror, and removes his hair. And child, was that man ear missing? At this point, hell, I want to go home, and I ain't even there. That's why, which is why Brooke is walking around, not you know. I don't understand why Brooke walking around and not pulling up in the mystery van, piling up to get up out of there. In there, they trying to turn on a light. She's in there trying to turn on a light. The bulb breaks. She turn around, and old boy who they hit is now standing up looking at her. She tell her that she shouldn't be there, and she's talking about she came to check on him. She was worried about him and whatnot. He asking if anyone, if it's anyone she can call for him because he don't look too good. He said the phone lines was down, so he asked where was he. And as soon as she said Camp Redwood, he panics and tell her she need to leave. Something bad gonna happen. She trying to ask questions and he yelling at her to go now. And did she leave? Yeah, she went back to the room with the other people and told them what he did and what he said. Then they all hear footsteps, and this guy with what looked to be beer in hands comes in and say that they ain't supposed to be fraternizing. Then he starts laughing because they all look nervous, if not purely scared. Trevor, the activities director, is who he is, and he's basically their boss, but say he ain't stiff like Margaret. He even bet himself that he gonna bang Margaret by the end of the summer, child. Montana asked if she knew him from someplace, and he said he has done, he's instructed aerobic classes. Maybe she took a class. But apparently, he's also featured in the credits of Three's Company. Now, that took me back. Child, I used to love me some Jack Tripper, Janet, and what they call it, Chrissy, the little dingbatty one. I liked it, them, and Mr. Fairley. I just told my age, didn't it? Let me keep it moving. Anyway, child, Montana said, no, you was in a Jane Fonda workout video, a bootleg, and he admitted that was him. Well, apparently, because he has a rather large-sized package up there in the front, it's why the one that he did wasn't distributed publicly, child. Well, Montana said that she had an appreciation for it. Said, in fact, it was the first bootleg she ever masturbated to, and called him a legend. Now, as they doing all this jaw-jacking and whatnots, it's clear somebody outside looking through the window at them all. Later, he goes outside because Miss Montana, hungry ass, then got booty naked in the lake talking about it got a little hot in there. And he an animal, so he undressed to join her. Now, was it me, family, or did he show her a skill set when he went low underwater to pleasure her? And she was all here for it till that light appeared in her face and she wanted to finish on the inside. I said, Child, then we see this lady driving to this gates that appears to be a hospital, but it's raining outside and all the patients damn near just out in the rain. I'm confused at this point. Child, Benjamin Richter done escaped. He was in the insane asylum. And now he running amok, and we already know that if he loose, where he headed. We go back 3 hours earlier to where they thought they had found him hanging in a cell. The orderly comes in and said he saved the taxpayers a lot of money. Baby Richter popped them eyes open, grabbed him around his throat area, squeezed him so hard blood came from the man's eyes. Now, it might be me, but I was scared, and I swear I heard bones breaking at the same damn time. Now, y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Then he used the chair to free himself from the noose, took old boy's keys, unlocked everybody's cell so that these people could be roaming out, being a distraction, as he escaped. Now, I ain't figured out who old girl was that drove into this situation and talking about don't tell me Benjamin Richter has escaped, but we see her in his cell looking around, and she finds a newspaper clipping tucked down on the side of his bed. And it's the article saying that Camp Redwood was reopening, and she knew what he was going to do at that point. Child, we go back to the gas station, and the mechanic is working on a car. He stopped to get him a swig of his drink, and then went back to working. He thought he heard something and tells that person that he thinks he hears, I'll be out there in a minute to get some gas. You ain't supposed to be back here. Baby, it was Richter. He let that car fall down on that man and crushed him to death. I said, do Jesus. Child, back at the nurse. Back at the camp, nurse and old boy, Big Dick, is sitting with the crew watching an Olympic game, and y'all Chet got in his damn feelings. He salty. Nurse Shay said he misses the fuck fest, not the actual competing. Chet gets mad, snaps at Brooke, who tried to make him feel better, then throws a beer can at Ray, cutting his hand. Ray hand cut. Nurse Rita tell him to go get you a Band-Aid, child. I work for cheering. Child, Richter done come up to the camp, Redwood, and while Ray and Brooke, who done came out in the rain to help him find bandages for his hand. Now, why they didn't go look together is beyond me, but she makes it to the storage for the emergency supplies. Hears the noise, turns around, sees the hiker dead, his ear cut off. Baby, she takes off running in the dark and the rain. It seems as if someone was indeed behind her, but she made it back to the others to tell them that Mr. Jiggles is outside. So they go outside and they don't see no Mr. Jingles, baby, no Mr. Jingles. She said she positive it was Mr. Jingles and said that he killed the hiker and cut his ear off. She shows them where she saw him. Nurse Rita goes inside and the hiker wasn't pinned to the door as she had said. Now they thinking that she just high because she hit some Mother Earth earlier. But Brooke is determined she saw what she saw, period. Then Margaret comes busting in to scan the shit out of them, and they lie and say they was just checking on the hiker. She asks how is he doing. They say, well, he must be good, he done left. She cool with that and urges them all to get some rest because tomorrow's the big day. The children come tomorrow. She tells Brooke after she looks down on her, what happened to you? Cleanliness is next to godliness. Go clean yourself up. Later on, Brooke is laying down chilling, and she hearing the phone ringing. Now, didn't the hiker say the phone lines was down? She goes wake Montana up, who's sleeping with a knife, because she feeling something too. But she ain't going to verbalize it yet. That dude said the phone lines were down, but it was ringing. Montana ain't give a damn about that. Told her to go to sleep. Child, Brooke was the one to go out there to see who's calling. Now, she answered the phone. No one said anything. But I heard keys, and then we see this figure appear, and the show goes off. And that brought us to the end of episode 1 of this ninth season of American Horror Story. I hope that this has been entertaining to you all. Jeremy, I will have episode 2 that came on tonight. It will come up tomorrow. I refuse to watch another episode of that at 1:55 a.m. in the Central Time Zone here in Louisiana. I ain't watching no more of that because I'm already feeling nervous. I don't like horror movies, but you my boo, so I'm going to go on and wade through the water throughout this season. Child, pray for me. Now, this is a horror supposed to be flick. Y'all probably gonna think my reviews is quite comical, because I gotta put some stank on this, honey. This is too much for me. I'm all up in my damn feelings. I half-assed don't want to go to sleep without leaving the light on. Child, I be scared. I am 47 and I am not afraid to admit this show shakes me. I don't play that. Excuse me, I had to take a sip of water. My mouth dry. But, child, I can't handle this. This is something else. I'm going to have to. Now, Jeremy, these reviews probably always going to come out during Thursday, during the daytime. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't know if I could watch this at night again, because this got me, child, I just scared the hell out of my damn self with my shadow. Y'all, I'm finna get up out of here. Remember, the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to rate the video. Ratings get me recognized on the YT streets. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the opening episode, not the one that aired Wednesday night this week. Tomorrow will be when you get episode 2. This is the season opener, and I'm doing this for my love thing, Jeremy, and anybody else who happens to be a fan of this show. I keep me in prayer. I'm gonna see y'all later. Bye.